Hello, 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 Anita. Hello, everybody.
Hello, everyone. We are going to wait a couple of minutes to allow people to come in. I see, yeah, some people are arriving. So you probably got a notification indicating that this session is being recorded, which also means that you need to turn your microphone or your camera on if you want it on, of course. It's always nice to see faces. It's of course up to you, but we always like to see the people behind the camera. Yeah, a few more people are joining in. In the meantime, yeah, cool. Okay, people are coming in, so I'll give it 30 more seconds and then I think we can start. Right, well, hello everyone, and welcome to today's webinar. My name is Saskia Broekman from Women for Cyber. I'm here with my colleague Ria. You can see our green and yellow backgrounds. Before we start, just a couple of housekeeping points. As I already said, the session will be recorded. We ask that if you're not speaking, you keep your microphone off. The session will be quite interactive, so you are very welcome to use the chat, raise your hand, and speak during the session. But if you are not speaking, please keep your microphone off, so we don't have any background noise. Today's session, we'll explore how career changers can successfully transition into cybersecurity by identifying transferable skills, building relevant experience, and creating a practical roadmap into the industry. And we're very pleased to welcome today Anita Dakamari. She's a lead application security engineer, and she's joining us from Texas in the US. Anita, thank you very much for joining. The floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Saskia. I know how everyone is doing. I know if you can't be on camera.
Good, good.
Yeah. Yeah, here's some noise. I understand, it's the evening time. Good evening, everyone. This is Anita Dakamari. Thank you, Saskia, for the introduction. I have 18 years of experience in cybersecurity, mostly into application security, some into network security. I'm also an active volunteer, contributor, and mentor in different organizations like IC2, ISACA, Women in Cyber, Women for Cybersecurity, and OWSP and CSA. Okay, so today we're going to talk about how from any career, how you can switch into cybersecurity and how you can turn the existing experience into an opportunity. So I understand you might not be able to be on the camera, but feel free to chat and ask questions and give the feedback. As I said, as Saskia said, and I'm going to repeat that, it is going to be an interactive session. So today I'm not going to do any magic here, right? Magics and miracles doesn't happen in an hour, but what can happen in an hour? An hour, our mind and our perspective, the things that we see can change. So how many of you thought, looking by, first of all, how many of you really trying to change career to cybersecurity? Can you raise the hands? Actively, hey, I wanted to change it to cybersecurity. I see 5 people, I see 7. Wow, that's it. That's a very good count. Wow, 10 plus people. Oh, it's going to be more. I like that. So feel free to post your questions and post your struggles why you're not able to, as I'm going to talk. So let me share my screen, and let me know if you're not able to see my screen.
Yes, we can see.
We see it correctly.
Yeah, we can see.
You're muted, Anita. Don't know what happened.
Are you able to hear?
Yes.
And
Now
okay.
we can hear you.
Okay. That's technology sometimes silly, right? So you're able to see the screen and hear me properly, right?
Yes.
Okay. So if you can just take a little moment, and if you have your phones or your laptops ready, if you can tell me, like, what is your background? I'm trying to understand this, this group. What is your diverse background, so that when I'm talking, I can give you the relevant examples, so that will help you. So can you please go to menti.com and give that code, or you can scan the QR code and go. I'm gonna give a minute to do that. I just wanted you to give your background, like, you're from IT or from software development, how many are from business, how many are from healthcare, or you're just a student, and you're trying to break into security. I wanted to understand, where are you from? So let's see. Let's go here. Oh, great. Do you guys see the results?
Yes.
We have so many people from project management. That's a good one. Business and operations. So many people from IT and the GRC audit background and students. That's good to know. We have a lot of diversity here. That is all I wanted to know. Very good. So since we got to know, how are you gonna, what are the actual, reason that I'm doing this webinar today? Because I'm advocating a lot. I'm suggesting people, because with the AI and the technology shifting gaze, we have so much opportunity. The current market is having a lot of skill gap, believe me, like, a lot of demand for cybersecurity. How many of you just think in your mind, compared to last year to this year, we have so many supply chain attacks, we have so many data breaches, we have so many attacks around, customer financial facing industry and also healthcare facing industry. That's because AI became a weapon. It became a weapon for the bad guys. They're using the technology and able to send attacks to us. So since they are using the technology, we have to wrap up, like, we have to ramp up, or, we have to pace it up to become more strong and resilient, so that we can defend the attacks. So why this is the right moment and strong moment for now to enter cybersecurity? Because the demand is more, because as you see, from 2024 to 2034, the security analyst jobs to grow 29% more than that. And roles are broadening. Before, if you take it 2 decades ago, when you say cybersecurity, everyone think about SOC, everyone think about penetration tester, but now we have a more broadened security roles. Like, you have compliance roles, risk roles, and governance roles, and you have policy making roles, and you have DevSecOps roles, and you have application security, and we have cyber defense, we have security engineering, which was new. 2 decades ago, there was no security engineering as a separate thing. Now we have a security engineering as a big group, and we have even network security, we have operational security, and we have threat intelligence, and we have AI security. The roles are broadening like ever before. And most of the employers not really looking to get people who says they practice security. Now employers looking to know the context. If you know your business, I assume everyone of here is already working in a company in a different role, maybe not a security, but trying to shift gears to get into security because you get good pay, and also you get this is for some people, it is so passionate to learn about cybersecurity, right? Because cybersecurity is not just a job thing, it is in your life. So career changers, whomever changed their career from development, from healthcare or operational jobs, or you're a teacher, or you're an educator, or you're a professor. If you're trying to change the career from there to security, the domain knowledge you bring is the very valuable thing. Believe me, the industry need that. The industry need the domain knowledge and also the context. So if you're coming any of these backgrounds, healthcare, finance, legal, education, sales, anything, this is going to help the industry. So that's one reason. It is a very strong movement with the AI and the increased cybersecurity attacks. So I wanted to really think, you can chat that. I don't see chat when I share my screen, but I'm gonna, believe me, I'm gonna take and I'm gonna reply and respond as soon as I see it. But most of us have some myths, believe me. I was a developer. I don't say I'm a developer. I'm a supporting person for a development team for the initial of my career, first 2 years. I'd say those are good foundation, but I was always wanted to become a cybersecurity expert. So from that experience, if no one taught me that experience is enough to go to a cybersecurity. So what I have done is I started doing so many certifications, then I changed it to cybersecurity. But when I came to cybersecurity, when I started applying cybersecurity in the real world examples, I see my existing experience was really adding in value. So all my myths, first, I had a myth to become a cybersecurity expert. Maybe I need some scripting skills. Maybe I need a coder first. You don't need to. That's a myth, because the reality is some of the roles maybe require coding, but not all. Not all of the roles. If you understand how to solve a problem, if you can communicate, if you can do some data analysis, and if you understand security from core, from the very basics, that is all enough. You don't need to be a scripter or a fancy developer or coder. The other myth is as I did a wrong, I don't say wrong step, but that was not a right path for me. After I did, I understand. You don't need to get every certification that you need before you are applying for a job, because certifications will help to talk security language, but it also helps like you did some hands-on training. But what it matters is the clear communication, articulating a problem. If you have a problem, a business problem, for example, you are working in healthcare and you see that your patients' data is stored in a database service and that is retrieved to another third party vendor, but you see that there is a business problem, that communication is not secured. That's a problem. That's a business problem. Now you apply your security. It's like we are going to put some encryption between that database server to the third party server. So you're applying security. So here you're not doing any coding or something else. You're applying basic security. And entry level means no prior experience counts. That is a complete myth, believe me. If you have certain experience, like if you have like 10 years of experience as a project manager, if you wanted to change it to cybersecurity, believe me, that 10 years you have gained enough enough experience to deal with projects, to deal with the business requirements, to deal with make sure that the milestones are met. And you know that when you're running a project, what kind of issues will arise, like hey, lack of resources or lack of technical staff or lack of budget. So you already know the existing problems. So the same thing when you change that to a security, like when you want to do a security project, for example, your organization doing a security project to implement zero trust to entire organization. Now you will know from the project management perspective, how much budget we need, like what are the roadblocks we're going to face. So the entry level means no prior experience doesn't count is really a myth. The last one, cybersecurity is only SOC or pen testing. I'm keep telling, cybersecurity has hundreds of roles that no one explored, and everyone knows this fancy role SOC and presenting. There are so many parts, including GRC, AppSec, IAM, privacy, cloud, threat intelligence, product security, audits, security awareness, and now AI pen testing. Hundreds of roles, believe me. So the other one I wanted to see, I'm keep telling, your experience already has security value. For example, you are working as a project management, so you know how to coordinate projects between different teams and make sure the business requirements are aligned with the project. The same thing we do in the security. When we do vulnerability management or GRC, we know that, okay, there is a business problem. Now we are doing vulnerability scanning or anything. And now you should align the problems, means the vulnerabilities, to make sure the vulnerabilities doesn't increase and align with the business goal to maintain the security. That's it. If you're in a customer support, you already know, how to triage the number of tickets that you deal, the number of problems, the number of, solutions that you provide, and how you do documentation. The same thing you do with the SOC. And if you're in a healthcare, you know how to maintain the compliance data, like how to maintain patients' data, and that will turn into privacy compliance. If you're in a software development, believe me, you're the bestest candidate for application security, product security, or doing a penetration testing or something else. If you're in teaching and training, so you know how to articulate the complex ideas. So now there is a lot of demand for people with the diversity background to enter into cybersecurity, because AI is bringing a lot of ambiguity to the industry. So if you're with a diverse background, the only one thing you have to do is turn that experience, talk that experience into security words. That's a simple thing you can do. And the one thing that I wanted you to understand, these are the many of the security roles that I just giving an example here. So don't get overwhelmed. Just think, like you have GRC roles, which is easy for anyone with a project management or business analyst can start joining this one. And you can see, I'm going to share this slides. You can, you don't need to even look into the slide. If you just go on checking the, any AI chatbot and ask, hey, I am belong to business analyst. I am a project manager. So which path of cybersecurity will fit me? It gives you some options. Believe me, those are all options. You don't need to be a technical to do the thing. And if you see, like in a security operations, if you're in a support or operations or military troubleshooting, you will be the best fit for incident response and everything. But you can ask me a question. Hey, I am actually a teacher. So here the teacher says I can be in security awareness, but I wanted to go to application security. So I need little hands-on. I have a path for that too. I'm not saying that if you're in a healthcare, you must go to privacy. I'm not saying if you're in a project management, you must go to GRC. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that's the breakthrough. To enter into cybersecurity, that's the path. Just to enter after 2 years, that's what I have done. many of my friends and many of my mentees, like, from years, that's what I told them. First, find a path, try to enter into the cybersecurity industry, then change the path. You're not changing the career. Changing path is very easy because you are already in the company. You already know the people. You already know the language of security. Breaking through security using your existing experiences will be very helpful. That's the best thing you can do. And once you enter into the security, just change the path. For example, if someone is, works as a QA or a software tester, they started there, they can be easy transition to application security, but they are like, hey, we are done with dealing with developers, troubling with a lot of software bugs and now security bugs. We wanted to change. I wanted to become a, compliance person. Application security and GRC is so interlinked. From changing from application security to GRC will be easy. The next one, I wanted to really pause it here and ask any questions because, as I said, I don't want it to just look like I'm keep talking. Okay, I don't see any questions in the chat, but anyone have? Okay, I see a lot of questions. Okay, I'm in region of Europe where we are behind Europe and US for a few years to a decade. How do we break through from that spot? How open and remote roles in the international? Wow, that's a very good question, Anila. So believe me, I'm not from US initially a decade ago. I am from Asian countries, and I saw the opportunities and I applied. But if you can't relocate, believe me, there are so many companies. My company especially, we have roles everywhere through global and all are remote positions. You can just work from any country, but you have to just adjust the timings of your team. For example, your team is working in Lithuania or your team is working in Canada or Mexico. You have to adjust the timings. But the industry has changed after COVID, especially if you agree or not. After COVID situation, the industry started seeing remote option as a productive option, right? Because you get flexibility. You work in your own timings and you work more hours. Sometimes you avoid the travel, everything. And most of the industries, if you're, unless you're a healthcare, but even in healthcare, it is globalized, right? For example, in US, so many companies are outsourced to different parts of the world and they work here. You have to just understand how the healthcare system work here and then and understand how the companies recruit and look for those opportunities. Believe me, I have so many people from other organizations when I meet, they are working remotely from different countries, but working for a different country. They stay in a country, work for a different country, and they work for a different industry that they started. So everything is doable. And the other question you said, behind, when you say behind, I don't say technology because technology is same, but the policy wise, Europe is a little stronger than US. US has the flexible policies. So if you wanted to apply for US, understand the laws, regulations here, understand which industry you are from and see how that industry work here. And believe me, that is still doable. I don't say it is easy, but it is doable. Anyone have any further questions?
I think there is one hand up. I'm not sure if they're from before or they're new. I see 4 hands up. First one is Jelly's. I don't see the full name, sorry.
Yeah,
Jelizaveta.
Yeah. Give a couple seconds if they wanted to. And also I see from...
okay, Jelizaveta, turn it down. Next hand up is from Mighty. Is that a hand up or is that from before? That's from before. All right, next one is Lawrence. What about
you? Yes, Lawrence.
Lawrence.
Hi. Yeah, It's a question before I raise my hand with my hand, and not because I knew there would be confusion. So yeah, I have a question. I understand that we have transferable knowledge to build upon. I have spent 26 years in IT delivery, and cybersecurity was all over the place. It was not just seen as responsibility of a delivery director to be really, how you call it, one of the professional in that mix. Why I'm saying this, I've been working for very big tech companies, and the topic cybersecurity, and it's still what I'm seeing, not just in big companies, tech companies, but also on client side tech tech companies. The cybersecurity topic is a discipline and the responsibility of this is what they preach of the of CISO and all the security department, and of course we do all compliance training, security training, you name it. But at the end of the day, when there is an incident, and we as delivery folks, we know exactly what happened, why it happened, and that the human person was in the loop and caused it, we won't be seen as the expert who can talk about that. So when there is an incident, we have to, and this is, I'm not talking just about me, what I have seen is that the security department will take ownership with legal to deep dive into all what happened. They will just ask delivery to provide information, but the diagnostic will be done somewhere else, where we ask also rightly the capability and the expertise to make some part of the diagnostic. So what I'm seeing, and I'm not sure if it's something that is just in Europe. I'm based in Berlin. I'm working, globally, so but mainly for European country. What I'm seeing is that if you don't have all those certification, if you don't come naturally or by default from security background, you won't be taken seriously. And what I'm saying is, I'm seeing that still until today. So so the breakthrough, I get it, but I'm still unsure how to go through that door, to be honest.
Thank you, ma'am, for first of all explaining the problem. So, which industry do you work? May I know? Like in healthcare, financial?
So I work cross industry, financial, have been in healthcare, automotive,
Okay.
Retail, yeah,
mainly. Okay. So there are some industries, they have regulations, high compliance. So getting into those industries, you need some certifications. 100% you need it. For example, you are working in healthcare, HIPAA certified, like healthcare security related certifications. Certified is very important, mandatory. Some government agencies and federal agencies, and I don't know how it works in Europe, they mandate you must have this experience, must have. What I'm trying to say here is, see, you have 26 experience in cyber in a product delivery, and you are working with cybersecurity as a silo. So you understand incidents, you understand security language, you understand everything. It's all about which one you wanted to go, how you wanted to go. If you wanted to go, like for example, like the same company, you wanted to go the same. Have you ever approached to the security team or head and expressed that I wanted to really learn about security or something? What was their response?
I haven't approached that way, to be honest. What I did is to approach and help analyze the incidents, and I'm doing this since a very long time. I have also some certification. It's not that I don't have any, but the reality is I'm facing, first, we are in a pretty much male-dominated world, also in tech still. That hasn't really changed. Number one, and it's highly dominated. So maybe there is also something to that.
Of course.
But what? So that's why I haven't gone further, because every single time I'm as head of delivery, I'm responsible for everything what happened. So if there is anything of that sort, I'm going to be the one to be called, and I'm going to be made responsible because my team haven't done this. I haven't consulted the client, or my team haven't. So you understand. But when it comes to the resolution, and they won't call me, they won't call my delivery people. They will say,
they call the legal and compliance people. They call legal
exactly,
people.
exactly.
Ma'am, because most of the people outside of the security group, they don't understand. So they are CISO or something. First thing, I understand it's a very male-dominated industry, but believe me, women are making their footprint from last decade. You can see, like, I have a confidence that by 2050 we will be at least 40% in the industry. And second thing is, very much people outside of security doesn't know, because I have been 18 years working in cybersecurity. I can confident enough to say that when you're dealing with a materialized incident, a security incident, only few heads from the company, even your head of finance, your head of product, your head of something, but they have some limitations to share that. They, believe me, no one ever share 100 details of, even you think from the outside, this is the caused by this one, so I know this one. There are so many legal litigations, I can say, because even in Europe, even in US, it is every company has to do you know this process, every company has to do their tax filings and everything, right? To the government. Part of it, you have to mention the materialized incidents and the response times and the impact. So they make sure that the communication doesn't impact the stocks. So they articulate that language with the legal and compliance team, rather than, even if you're a CEO, you have a limited power there, because you are not that part of trusted four people who are drafting that language to make sure that outside people don't get traumatized when they say there is a security incident. You think like it's just a little outage, but every outage, every security incident is investigated until to know if there is a customer impact. If there is a little customer impact, that is a materialized security incident that has to be reported to the to the your government agencies when you're filing this. So that require a language, that requires some credentials, and that requires some trust between the big heads that you're ruling. That might be one reason I can see. And because we do the same thing, when there is a head comes like, hey, I am CFO, I wanted to know it. We gently push and say, we are dealing with the legal team, we are articulating, we are making sure before we say some statement, we have to be very careful when there is a materialized incident. When I say materialized, there is a customer impact. Even that is a little outage caused by a security loophole or vulnerability. So to break through that, how you can become is that, first thing is that to make sure that you have everything works in the industry, with the relations, especially for security, right? Security people in the security group, we maintain a good relations with entire organization. As I'm talking here, I talk to more than 300 developers every month, and more than 30 product product heads every month, and till CIO and everyone. So what we do is build that relation and understand. If someone is able to understand the problem from security lens, we will share the problem to get more information. If someone has a limited exposure of the security perspective, we don't really share, because we don't want to cause the confusion that is articulated somewhere in the sales or marketing, and that cause the traumatized reputation or something. So that's one reason, ma'am. Maybe you are little pushing away. And second thing, that is true. It is a male dominated, and also this security heads most of time, they have a fear, because my sister and my previous sister, we always crack a joke. We are a breach away to get fired. Security jobs are, I don't say every job, especially the biggest heads of security like CISO or your SVP or your senior director or someone. Their jobs are very delicate. If there is a little breach or little something, that is blamed directly on them, right? Because you haven't done a proper security remediation. You left this critical finding open to the internet, so the attackers were able to. So their jobs are delicate, and we crack a joke internally saying like, your jobs are a breach away to get fired. So that's why they have the trust issues. Before they share the actual technical business aspect or reasons of an incident, they really build the relation. So I would suggest first, look within yourself that if you have that good trust relation with the head that you're dealing, if not, build that relation. Second, you should reach out and ask what you're interested, what you wanted to help, and how you wanted to. Unless they know the actual intention and they know that you can do it, they'll not be able to get you in that trusted loop to help them for the security incidents resolution, everything. I know we did talked about a lot in this. I wanted to really go back to the presentation and finish a couple slides and come back to the questions. But I hope I helped you a little bit and answered your question here.
Thanks a lot. Yes, it did.
Okay. Yeah. So let me go back, and I know there are some people still raised your hands. Stay back. I'll be back after this presentation. Because we have only time allotted until 11. So, okay. So this one is that how you wanted to start a beginner cybersecurity skills act. It's easy, believe me. First, you have to understand the fundamental, and you should be open to learn some tools, and you can be able to explain a risk clearly in a clear language. You have to have a mindset of like, you should be always, believe me. So I have 18 years experience. If you go and look back into my LinkedIn, I always do some certifications, courses, and I always try to learn new things, new technology, because your cybersecurity life depends on the technology stack and the business perspective. So learning curiosity is the foundational for any job, not only cybersecurity. You should have, if you want to do something hands-on security, you should have basic networking and basic cloud technology and very basic scripting literacy. I don't say you have to be a fancy scripter. And security fundamentals, understanding how identity privilege works, understand how vulnerability works, how a security gap works, and how you can speak something in a threat and risk and impact level, how logging works. These are all very basics. If you wanted to do a hands-on, you should know. And business context, like, either it is a project management or you are a product development or something. Understanding the business, like, what is actual risk. Many types of risk, like business risk, compliance risk, and security risk. Understanding risk and customer impact is the main thing. And the other thing, how people can trust you. Like, for example, this is very basic. I am constructing a house and I wanted to set up something security system to my home. Like, I want some security cameras installed, and if someone intruder coming, I need an alert. So I don't go someone that they don't know how to do it. I always go to someone who knows how to install a security camera, because it's very important for my home that I want to maintain that security alert. It doesn't mean that it is stopping you to become that one person who knows how to install the camera. So learning proof of work, like, you don't need to know how to set up a camera, but if you understand, the basics of like how camera works, where to install and how to set up log, the alerts and everything. So doing some projects related and doing some, write-ups and labs, hands-on labs, that will help you that the work, the terminology. So until you have all this foundational, you will not be able to crack into, break into any industry, not only security. If you wanted to, build, illegal related, you first know what are the, controls, like, how your GDPR works, how your financial controls, financial laws, regulations work. And if you wanted to really write something related to vulnerabilities, you should understand how remediation works, how evidence. So reading about security, every day, sharpening your skills will help you to speak that language. Every artifact that you have that is easy to understand. For example, you are a healthcare, or you are working as a software tester, or you are an infrastructure engineer, for example, you wanted to break into security. So understanding the context, why this server, having security configuration for this server is very important. So understanding that and building some evidence around it. Like, for example, when you speak to a security team to show that you want to do security, but you don't speak security because you don't understand the security. See, how we will speak something confident. If we understand, we speak it. So understanding security from basic, like, you are an infrastructure engineer, you're building security, a server, and security team come and say, you have to have this port closed because this port has some, outdated software is running. If you are a security, if you understand security, you understand the concern. So you will say, yes, I want to close this port, but business want to open this port. So how we can do it? So now you found a ground or a basic baseline that will help that port is open, but we will upgrade the software so that you're satisfying both. You're satisfying. So now the person who is working with you understand. Yes, they understand the security. Instead of that, if you're just arguing, I just want to keep it open because business want. You don't understand the security there. So if you understand the security and show that impact and evidence and the context, that is how you will learn and translate your knowledge. Certifications. This is very important. Certifications helps. There are some roles that mandated to have some security certification, but not all. And now industry, for example, ISC2, Google, is giving a lot of free certification, entry-level certifications. I don't suggest you, if you don't have time to do certification. I know one of this crowd from this, Maria, I think, are you okay if I call your name? She was one of my friends from the previous mentorship. And Maria, I was just talking about you before this, with Saskia and Ria, about how we tap each other, clap each other since we met. But she was one of the best example I wanted to give. Sorry to put you under the spot, Maria, but she had gone through a lot with her, health and job. She had a stressful job and kids and family and everything. But still, once she understands that existing her experience, how can be helpful for the next job, she pushed herself to do a certification that helps to roll in, land into the next role. See, you wanted to break through your cybersecurity, but you're not doing anything from your side. Like, you're not sharpening the security language. You're not learning the new technology. You're not doing any basic certificates. That is not showing that you have an interest, right? If you're really interested, you push yourself to do something. So certifications will help you to speak that language. Security has a language. We talk about risk, compliance, threat, impact, vulnerabilities, and incidents. And we talk about privileges, list privileges, and we talk about integrity, and we talk about confidentiality. We talk about availability and applicability. We talk some language. That language you can get when you do read about security through certifications. So doing some basic certification will help you to sit confident in a interview, even it is within your company. The next one, so when you just go to within your company, if you want to change your career, like you're in a different role now, you want to change it to security. When you interact with security, ask better questions that reflect that you know security. And also in a general conversation, tell them that, hey, I'm doing these labs because I'm in future I wanted to really come to security. Unless you show what you know, you show that interest, how people would know that you wanted to come. And request some feedback, like when I wanted to change from developer to that, I went to a security manager and I asked, I want to join your team, what do you want me to do? He said, with his knowledge that time, do this certificate within 3 months. I did 2 certificates within 3 months, and I was able to speak the language he was talking, being a security manager. And I also did some labs to show that, hey, I'm able to do this scanning and security testing. So I showed a proof that I'm a best fit. Who will show that proof if you wanted to change or switch to career? You have to show that. So after this webinar, I wanted you to understand, whenever you speak something about your experience, always speak that applied with security. For example, before you are used to say like, hey, I'm looking for an entry-level cybersecurity role. I also completed few courses, but I am eager to learn. But I wanted you to understand to say, hey, I have 8 years of experience, for example, 5 years of experience in project management, where I managed and documented incidents. I did some coordinated with the stakeholders. Now I am trying to use that language, strength to security, and also I'm doing some hands-on labs. I'm also trying to do some, learning for the next 90 days. So how strong impact you're making by telling that statement. Before you just said, I wanted to change my career, so I wanted to really do a certification. There was not a proof that you know security there. Now you're talking. I have 8 years of experience in a customer support where I documented and triaging, helping customers to solve the problems. Now I'm trying to use the same knowledge to solve security problems and help people to solve the security incidents with the business knowledge I have. For that, I'm doing some hands-on labs and I'm doing certificates. So you are talking and providing a proof that you know your context, you know the business, you know your domain knowledge, and you're also telling what role you wanted to go. So you're talking about role direction too. So if you really wanted to become a security person in next coming couple months, at least next 7 days, I wanted you to understand I can help you. Maybe not in right away because we have 1 hour time. I'm gonna show you how to connect with me LinkedIn. Chat with me personally. Believe me, if you can ask me why I'm doing, but I have a mission to bring more people to cybersecurity with a diversity of their backgrounds because I saw they can help better. So now you have to choose which path will help. The example that I gave for Maria, that is what we did. First, we talked about her background. We exchanged our thoughts, and we found, okay, this is the path you can break through easily. And I'm so proud of her. She is my success story to tell many people that I met her within 6 months, and I did not do anything. I'm just a person who speaks. But she took that interest. She actually did the certification. Despite of her, everything, because she really wanted to go to, change to a better cybersecurity, and she is passionate about security. So writing that, choosing a path, what you wanted to do, and coming up with a game plan. If you want to do some hands-on, reach out to me. I can show you the places where you get free labs. You can just do hands-on. And you don't need a big equipment for that. If you have your laptop, that's it. You don't even need a big lab setup. People think that is a myth. No. If you have a laptop, and I'm the person, sometimes I practice labs even on my phone. And start writing something, a blog or something, if you have some time, and talk about what you're learning in your blog, or start writing some articles in the LinkedIn. It's very easy to write, articles these days, because everywhere you go, you can learn something about this vulnerability. Like, hey, today I'm looking into, security bypass, privilege escalation vulnerability. This is how it works. You just learn for 5-10 minutes a day and write it on somewhere. Do it for 90 days. Every day learning something about security. After 90 days, you will turn as a security person to speak that language. Trust me, that's a proven formula. I wanted you to remember one thing. You are not starting from zero if you want to go to security. Your existing certificate, existing experience always bring a lot of value to the table, but you should be able to translate that. And second, you should be, that certificates and the labs I was talking is to help you to get that confidence to face the interviews, face the people when they talk like, and I want to go to security. And this is my LinkedIn. And thank you so much. I know we have 10 more minutes to take calls. Any questions? Let me stop sharing. And I wanted to go one by one. Whomever have questions. I think Candice, I think, sorry if I spell your name wrong.
No worries at all. It gets pronounced differently around the world, so no problem. I have so I am based in Switzerland, and that's really important to my question. So I have over 20 years of experience in IT project management, but also in GRC, especially with regards to compliance, financial crimes, surveillance, that kind of thing. So essentially, a lateral move makes a lot of sense into cyber GRC. But and I might add that in my interest in going into security, I've just earned my CISM, and then I hopefully in the next 2 weeks will have my CISSP. So I hold a BS in computer science. I mean, I have a technical background, and thank you for whoever's applauding, because I can see that, and that was really sweet of you. But here's my problem. So in Switzerland, we are very focused on, like your experience before you take a role. What that means is that I see roles that I definitely could do, maybe like an incident management or definitely risk management, GRC, but they're always looking for minimum 5 years of experience, and it has to be like in CISO, in a CISO function, in the CISO org, hardcore, says on your CV, IT security. And this is the part I don't have. So how do I get around that small mindset? Because I don't have that 5 years in that org. And the adjacent question to that is, of course, how do I get past the AI filters, right? Because I have to be truthful on my CV.
I know.
I've got the transferable skills. Yeah, so that's the question.
That's a very legit and best question. First of all, I am so proud of you. Doing a certification, especially CISM or CISSP, they require a lot of dedication, time to spend yourself working full time for a big job with 20 years of experience and managing your personal life and family and everything together. And doing a certification is a lot. You already halfway through the next role that you wanted to, because you have enough knowledge and you worked in GRC, you worked in the other thing that you're not able to figure out how you can bypass these job roles and get the job you want. Because job roles, believe me, most of time say something. For example, you might have seen in LinkedIn these cracks, right? The first thing that I was talking, you can get your dream role if you build good relations. Networking is the bestest. Believe me, Candice, I am not in a hiring position now, but if I know you more better, and if you've done your certification, you're speaking, you worked in GRC, I have 100% no problem to hire, and we have done for our team. It's all about building a relation with your existing security team, first of all, because that is the easy path to go. If you remember, that is what I told to other lady when I was talking. Building a relation and expressing your interest to your existing security group in your company. Say that, hey, I have done this certificate and I worked in GIC. Now I want to go and I can shadow you for a year, but I wanted to land into this is my dream role. Networking, building relations, because you've done your technical part already, certifications and everything. Now to get that job and the recruiting, any country is broken, believe me, with AI especially. The jobs and the job descriptions are very much fake, I see. Like they ask like, hey, we want someone with 10 years of experience of this, but the technology exists only 5 years. And how I get 10 years experience? So building relations and networking is the biggest thing that help you. Like, Women for Cyber and Women in Cyber. There are so many groups, believe me. They help women to get that job by networking with the people, with the women leadership, and the some of those good men leadership who support women to their team. So I suggest for you, the next step is networking, because you're reading your technical part, your hands-on part, you already done. And also, have you got a chance to talk to your internal company and expressed your interest that you wanted to do it?
I do, and they would love to hire me, but unfortunately, we're firing a lot of people. So it's a really bad job market here at the moment.
Yeah,
so
that's everywhere. The darkness is everywhere in the US, in Asian market, even in European market, because we are in a very politically very bad situation throughout the globe with the ongoing wars and AI technology and replacing people with technology. So we have so much going in the industry. So if they are really interested to hire you, travel with them, meet with them every week. Believe me, I wanted to shift a job in the same company. I will maintain a very good relation. Every week I'll tell them, at least monthly one time. Have a one-to-one with the person that who is going to hire you and tell them, hey, this is what I'm learning and what is your feedback? Am I on the right path? Unless you show that you're ready and interested, they'll not be able to grab you as they want. So at the same time, please start networking in the outside of your company with the industry. You have local meetups, local groups, wherever you're possible. Spend some time and network. Opportunities come from any side, but you have to be ready. So you're already ready with your, with your part. I wanted you to more involve and network and attend, keep doing the good job you're already doing. But I hope I answered your question. So you have to be open and talk and express your interest and build the relation, and please expand your networking.
Yep, I'm keep doing that. Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah. And can I go to the next question?
Just before we continue,
I needed.
I'm so sorry for interrupting. I sent the webinar feedback form in the chat. If you could just take a minute to complete it. Thank you so much. You can continue. Thank you for that.
Yeah, I know if I'm okay to continue for next 5 minutes. So I have another meeting. I know I can do it. But please continue asking the question. I know Melanin wanted something. Can you unmute yourself and talk, Melanie?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, please.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Okay.
Hello.
Two things. First, well, thank you, Anita, for your time. It was very, very interesting. And I want to know if I could be able to watch it afterwards because I missed some parts. Aside of that, I have a question. When you said choose your path, let's say that I am interested in a very technical part, which I don't have any knowledge, by the way, but I do like it. Like kind of in the blue team, I understood like more protective, defensive. But I also would like to start somehow getting it take me longer to get all the experience that I need to start. Then I was thinking that a good start could be also a GRC, just to, because it's more thinking, more rational, more information theoretical, and maybe I could start with that. I know the ISO 27001, I think, is the certification. That's the next thing that I'm thinking to do. And if you, by your experience, if it makes sense that I can start maybe going through that certification and then slowly studying more and more about the how to be more defensive and technical, and if that will somehow help me also to get there. I don't know.
Okay, so Melanie, thank you for the question. So as I understand your question is, if you wanted to go to blue team, you think the path that you're choosing, the certification is the correct or not, right? I wanted to learn more about your background. I also wanted to learn more about your goal. But I would say certification is a good kickoff. But if you want to go to blue team or red team or purple team or anything, you need to have hands-on. For that, have you ever tried this one, like, Hack the Box, Try Hack Me, all those labs? There are
Well,
some, yeah, right? So,
not that much.
yeah, I posted my LinkedIn in the chat. If you're okay, if you're available, okay, let's schedule 20 minutes. I wanted to give you more better path with visualization, how to start, where to go. I wanted you to get, those are hands-on technical roles. You need those roles, first of all, execute in the outside in the lab environment, then articulate that in the, because you have levels in the Hack the Box. The more levels you go, it shows that you are more, pro in that, breaking that server, breaking that application or something. Unless you show that in your resume that you're able to do these, challenges, hacking challenges, it's not the proof that you can do it, right? So the certification, I think that's a good start. But for the blue team or red team, you need to go. But I have a list of labs that are free. You can do it, and we can design. This is the right path for you. We can come up with a 90 days plan for you if you're available. So please connect with me on the LinkedIn and message me so that I can give you more detailed plan instead of just 1 or 2 minutes here. Does it sound good for you?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
But I will be able to watch this again later.
Sorry?
Is this video or webinar is going to be posted somewhere?
Yes, it is being.
Yeah.
Sorry, Anita, go on.
No, please go ahead, Sathika.
Yes, it's being recorded and we will publish it in a few weeks' time. I believe that's, Anita, what we agreed to, right?
Yes, yes. Yes, I'm going to say the same thing. Yeah, it is with Saskia and Ria. They can, I gave my consent and they can post it anywhere. Yeah. And apart from there, you can always reach out to me. I am happy to share the slides. I'm happy to spend some time and understand more, a one-to-one conversation, more deep into your knowledge and everything so that I can help you and suggest you some programs that is available to give you more exposure and more, to the industry. Okay. And the next one is Bhumika. Bhumika, can you please unmute and ask your question if you're still there?
Yeah, I am there. And am I audible?
Yes, please.
So I have already sent you a request on LinkedIn while we were all chatting. Like my question is that I am currently a law student and I am pursuing my master's from University of Bristol in Innovation Technology and Law. So we have had a lot of modules dealing with data privacy and then human rights. So we had like a wide pool to choose from, but we did not had anything on cybersecurity. This is the reason I signed up for the Women for Cyber mentorship program so that I can get some insights on how, because I was curious, like if my degree is focusing on privacy and everything, so why not explore this side as well? So I was just keen to know because right now I'm also working with the UN on their arbitrary detention program. So I just wanted to know that in future how cybersecurity, being a cybersecurity expert, you can also contribute to public policy and human rights because cybersecurity breaches are the new age violations of human rights.
Yeah.
So
Yes. So, first of all, thank you so much for joining because you are one of the very rare and peculiar background that I have seen people join for this, webinars and wanted to help the industry. You are wanted to help the industry, right? To bringing your legal policy making knowledge and applying to the cybersecurity because that space require more attention and more help from you, people like from legal, right? So your question is around how to enter or how to help the public sector to write policies, right?
yes, and also I was a criminal lawyer for 2 years back in India.
Mhm.
So I have been realizing that the new age crimes are involved all around,
Cyber.
now cyber, yes. And now people are attacking each other's vulnerabilities through anonymity. So I want to like make contribute in making like stringent laws. But for that, first you have to know where the problem lies. So yeah, that is my concern.
Wait, for Europe, I don't know how that work. I'll be honest. I don't say that I know everything, but Europe, I don't know. For US, we have NIST, National Institute of Standards and Technology, who makes policies for the government and agencies, and they open it for public for the comment and contributions where I am also part of, and I do some contribution from the security lens, like saying, for example, if they come up with and say that this is a mobile technology and this is what they're thinking is standard, I put my security lens and say that, hey, why you're keeping it open for this? And now can we have these configurations, this robustness, this resilience? That is what I provide. So, for example, European um, might have a body in at the top administrator level who make policies and check their websites. They always open for the public comment, public contributions. Go and involve. You're already involved in UN, right? For contributing. The same way, have you heard about OWASP, Open Web Application Security Project? They always take the new contributors to help to put the standards and process, from the public contributions. From the policy side, NIST and from the US side, I'm saying Asian countries has a more open book. That is what I feel like. They don't have a very strong, strict policies like Europe, but maybe I have to do little research how you can include yourself or contribute to the public policies in the Europe, but the US, NIST is the best place to start, and OWSP is the second place to start. I know,
Yeah,
yeah.
actually, because after my master's, I am planning on to returning back to India. So India right now just have the DPDP Act and rules, that is the data privacy and data protection rules, but those are not enough actually, because the kind of harms that are coming, and also the, you can say the pace at which AI is growing. So that is not enough. So definitely we need stringent laws and more, contribution in the public policy.
Yes, yes. Um, UN is the best place that you started. I really don't know. I have to do some research to respond you back. Since you already connected with me on the LinkedIn, let me do my research, the particular public sector that you're asking. But apart from that, many of the government bodies, even from the India, right, many of the government policies, I know that there is a research group who does research for Indian legislation to suggest, but that's a very lengthy process, as you and me know, right? But for Europe, I think that's not that lengthy process, and they open for the public comment and contributions.
Yeah, and UN has also started to make policy documents and have conferences catering to AI harms and cybersecurity issues. So I was actually aiming to attend any of those conferences if I can, and also like read more about the recent UN corporation organization on AI.
Okay. Okay, yeah, related to AI and AI is a technology, right? First, did you really understand how AI works, like Gen AI, RAG systems, models, LLM, smaller, SLM, all that, making a policy around, because I am doing the same thing. Sorry, when I say did you learn, because for the OWSP, we are bringing some security standards to the entire globe around, how LLMs, top 10 LLM findings, top 10 LLM security weakness, top 10 agentic AI security. So I learned AI, then I started contributing there to bring some, not policies, we are bringing a security standards and guidance around how to have a strong security measurements and perimeters around your models and LLMs. So I would suggest, I don't suggest you to do a course, but a simple learning path about AI. Then there are so many, as I said, there are so many places like Cloud Security Alliance, CSA, doing a lot of AI, legal and compliance, control frameworks, and that is open for public to contribute and comment. The same thing with OWSP, same thing with NIST. And in Europe, I think, as I said before, let me check and get back to you on that. Which
Sure,
body?
sure.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so
I'll,
much. Thank
no
you.
problem. No problem. Thank you. So I think we have enough, time. Take a lot of time we took. Sorry, Ria and Saskia, to keep you hold for last 12 minutes, but I wanted to make sure I have people here.
Not a problem. As long as everyone got their questions answered, we appreciate you taking the time to stay and answer everyone's questions. Not everyone takes the time. So I think well, we really appreciate it. I think everyone who stayed for the end also appreciated you taking the time to go through your slides to the session, and then also giving personalized feedback to each one of them. So thank you very much, Anita, for your time today, but for everything else that you do to support women and others in cybersecurity. We would like to have more people like you in our network. So really, thank you very much.
We are all that people, believe me. Every one of here who stayed here, they're gonna turn to bring more people. Once they come to the security, they bring more people because they know how to bring the people. Once they know path, they'll bring more people. So that is what my objective here to be, to help people.
Wise words. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining. I hope you had the time to fill in the survey that Ria shared in the chat. If not, please take a minute now. Takes 1 minute to fill it in, and it helps us in improving the sessions that we organize. Thank you, everyone. Thank you again, Anita. Thank you, Ria.
Thank you,
have
everyone. Have a good
day.
night. Yeah. Have a good night. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye.